think I'm running out of things to talk about. I made a video about my siblings, and the darn thing wouldn't download because I'm on a hotspot, and it just kept round and round. The little thing went, and then my phone died. It couldn't take it anymore. Jeez. So I plugged it in, and I went for a walk. The second walk in a day yesterday. I mean, we walked all over the place for the yard sales because it was community yard sale, and you'd see a bunch down there. Oh, let's just walk. And then I got home and my phone died after I tried to download stuff. It just the hotspot just drained. And I had it plugged in. Oh, I'm telling you, camera work. And so now it's like, I got to do a morning video. And what the heck do I talk about? I woke up this morning just feeling lonely. Listening to that Matt Boggs about, how to win a man. Men. I mean, I love men. God knew what he was doing when he made men. Biceps. Oh, I love a man's biceps. They're so strong and they're so firm and a little smooth at the same time. And yeah, but I'm old, okay? I'm going to be 64. Hello? Everything isn't the way it used to be. And I'm fat. And I have a bad back. And I'm having some other health issues that I haven't talked about. It's like, I don't want a guy in my space with me being in the condition I'm in. I don't want any man to see me without my clothes on. Oh my God. That's a frightening thought. I won't even go to the gynecologist. No, I haven't had a pap smear since I don't know when. And if you're a man, I'm awful sorry. I don't know. It's just relationships. Oh, they're complicated. Everybody comes in bringing their baggage. Everybody has their own, way of doing things, I'd be like, we don't do it that way here. But, being around my kids a lot, I've really learned to overlook a lot of things. So maybe I wouldn't be that way at all. They do things very differently than me. That's okay. My mother, oh my God. That poor woman. I should talk about my mother. No, let's not talk about my mother. But one thing about my mother was she washed everything. She was a germaphobe. I couldn't come home from school without, I'd just be so close to that doorknob when the door would fling open and there she'd be, go wash your hands. Yes, Mom. She was just a germaphobe. Everything I ever bought her from a store, she washed. One time I brought her home this beautiful vase from Boston. I used to go with my friends. We'd get on the bus, Continental Trailways, and we'd go into Boston and we'd shop around. There was, what was the name of that place? Jordan Marsh. And they had this, I guess what we now call an outlet. It was the, store that all the stuff that didn't sell, and it was everywhere. It was so much fun and the deals were fantastic. And I found her this great clear vase, but it had little red flowers and green leaves, right? And she soaked it in hot water and soap when my back was turned. And turned out it wasn't glass that was red. They were little decal thingies that made it look, like stained glass, and they all came off. She she brings me this sparkling clean vase with no little red and green. I don't like this. I says, Ma, what happened to the flowers and the leaves? And she has them on her finger. They weren't They weren't glass. Yeah, okay, Ma. I don't know what happened to that vase. Oh, mercy. I probably gave it to an aunt or something. That was my mother. If she dropped her sunglasses or keys on the ground, into the sink of soapy hot water they went. Sometimes I'd go in her bathroom and there was something soaking in the sink. God bless her. What an uptight person. I think that's why I went way the other end when I was a kid, you know. But then when I married Dennis, I had my own household. I became a fanatic like her. Not that bad, no. But, you know, everything had to be neat and in its place. And when you're young, you can do all that. And we cleaned houses. When I first met him, I was cleaning homes. And I liked it because it was independent, something I could do, and I didn't have a boss. I was so sick of bosses. I was so sick of working for companies that just worked me for nothing. Back then, we didn't get paid much. Wasn't enough to support yourself in an apartment or anything. I wasn't the college type. I'm still not the college type. Algebra, totally over my head. Sorry. Pre-algebra, I could do that stuff. And everything before that, I'm good at it. Except I forget a lot. That just could be my age. Sometimes I'm like, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's like my brain won't work. I know I'm not alone. I get it. But what was I talking about? Was I talking about men? Do I want a man in my life again? Oh, it's so boring waking up alone, talking to yourself to a camera. But I know you're all out there. I mean, like, you're not all there right now, but once I download this to YouTube, you're going to be there. And then your little comments pop up and I can read them and I can comment and I can give a little thumbs up and a heart. And I know I'm not alone. And that's a good feeling. It is, really. It's a good feeling. I'm not all alone. I'm not the only person out there missing their guy. I'm not the only person out there thinking of someone who's passed on, like a mom or a dad, a favorite aunt or uncle, even cousins, you know. I don't see any of my extended family. A lot of things happened over the years and it broke up the family. I come from a long line of dysfunction. Yep. Dysfunction everywhere. So sad. The saddest thing to me is my former in-laws. Now, they always were the way they are, you know. And they just wanted to blame me for my husband's death. Literally, I took that video down because I'm trying to start the new year in a positive note, but it's here. You know, it's here. And I know I can tell you what happened. Naturally, in a suicide, there's an investigation by the sheriff's department. They background checked me and my sons. Did you believe that? I know they had to, but it was creepy. And, of course, questioned me. And I told them everything, exactly how it happened from the moment he said, go to the store, till the moment I came back with the stuff from the store. Oh, Denny. I wonder what he thought just before he pulled the trigger. Might sound morbid to you, but did he say anything like, I'm sorry, God, I just can't do this anymore. You didn't hear my prayers. You didn't take me in my sleep. I gotta do this. What did he say? Anyway, one of the sister-in-laws believed I shot him. That hurt. That hurt. It's true that Dennis told me everything, all the time. That's true. I can understand why she'd think I had. So when that didn't pan out, she told them, It was a whole email. It was in the police report. And when I get the police report, I get to see what my husband's family was up to. They had all ganged together, and the one sister I trusted who had taken care of my little girl, Bonnie, I call her my little girl, she's my youngest, she gave out my conversation, my private conversation with her to the other siblings, and that's where the youngest sister decided to go on an insane rampage with the sheriff's department, and well, she said this and she said that, and she wrote in an email or in a phone call, she said, "Are you aware that Dennis is left-handed?" The things that were in that report clearly indicated that she was accusing me of killing my husband. Naturally, the sheriff's department, we investigated everything thoroughly. There's no evidence of that at all. You know, the evidence was very, very clear, plain, simple, straightforward. He put a chair in the shower. He got the gun. He sat in the chair. He closed the shower curtain over. Because he probably thought, you know, contain it, right? And then he did what he did. Plain and simple. Yep. She wouldn't let it go. She just kept saying, I know he was abused and neglected. Abused and neglected. And they said he was clean, well dressed. There were medications for his complaints and ailments. The fridge was full of food. There was water. Everything he needed was here. She asked for the elder abuse hotline, and they gave it to her. And then she started to complain to them, and they told her, we're not making any report on this. There's no evidence of abuse. She wouldn't let it go. The police report just showed it over and over again, her trying to dig up anything she could. I made some accusations of my own that I put on a YouTube video. I blamed it on that he was a black sheep of the family and never was treated right, and I felt there was a lot of guilt there, and they wanted to blame someone. That's the story of my in-laws. I have other stories, but that one really takes the cake. And you know, here's the thing. How nice it would have been for them to have said, come on up here, Nikki. Come back to New England and let's talk about Dennis, and let's look at some pictures that we have. We'll share with you. That never happened. They sent checks to the children, and they sent nothing to me. Not even a card. Not a phone call. Nothing. I think Jimmy texted me, I'm sorry for what happened. Let me know if you need anything. And I guess Maureen, I think I texted her. The others, 4 of them, not even a card. Yeah. That's the kind of in-laws I have. That's why Maggie's so grateful, you know. I would have been right there for her, you know, through everything. And God forbid, you know. So, I guess that's my morning story. I'm sorry it took a sad turn. I guess it just came to my mind because I'm thinking about the loneliness of him not being here. Of course, I wouldn't want him here suffering. I wouldn't. There's just no need for that. But he was a fun person, you know. right now we probably would have been heading over to one of our favorite breakfast spots, or we'd be making breakfast together. So life is empty, and the thought of bringing somebody else into my space, it just, I don't know, I'm a kind of peculiar person. I admit it. I want my stuff my way, my mess my way, my clean my way. And I guess it's a trade-off. If you want those things, you're probably going to be alone. But there must be a way to find joy in oneness. That's a good challenge for me. I'm going over to the kids' house today, and the boys will be asleep because they've been driving Uber all night, you know. Michael doesn't usually get home till 5 or 6, and probably Dennis Jr. the same thing. But Maggie and I will hang. I'll play with Finn, and she'll try to fix my video. And I wish she'd let me make a video there, but I can't have Finn on camera. That's the rule. And that's hard because Finn's everywhere, you know. He's all over the place, and always so much fun. Oh my God, he's so incredibly intelligent. Blows my mind. He's been reading since he was like 2 years old. It just, I don't know. But boy, is he rambunctious. I guess geniuses are like that. I said when I looked in his eyes, Maggie, that boy's a genius. He loves to talk about space shuttles. That'll have to be another video. I don't know how long I've rambled. 17 minutes. Okay, we can talk just a little bit more about my incredibly intelligent grandson. He knows all the parts of a space shuttle. He knows that they land now in Cape Canaveral, and they used to land at Van Heusen or Van something. He always in California, but now they only use it for one particular. And he'll just go on and on telling me all this information. 5 years old. Oh, what's this part of the show? He knows the parts. He knows how they fly. He knows about the gas thing and the boosters, and he knows everything. I can't remember all this stuff, and he's told me about 20 times, and I still can't remember, but he remembers. He blows my mind. He really does. When he has an interest in something, he just absorbs it, and that's it. He knows it. Says he wants to, I said, you should be friends with Elon Musk. So now he talks about Elon Musk. He wants to fly up there to the IIS, the International Space Station. I guess that would be ISS. He wants to go there and, you know, chit-chat with the brains up there. And Finn. He also would like to design rockets, space shuttles, all that stuff. He loves anything that flies. He's got a drone. He's got a drone game as well. That's so much fun. So the little aliens like are on this thing, and you kind of like catapult them, try to get them in the center of the drone, which magnetically activates a drone, and woo, off it goes. I love that game. And then he has this other drone, and that's really hard to control, and, you know, stuff like that. Drones. They're so cool. All this stuff we never even dreamed. I mean, this was the stuff of science fiction movies in my day, you know, and now it's real. Who knows what's next? Let's not go there. Okay, that's it. I'm going to sit here now and talk to myself and try to download this without destroying my phone. Hotspots. Oh, I'm going to have internet soon, though. It's $50 a month with Verizon. And I have to have internet because, at least for 1 month, because Bonnie comes the 30th. And she's got a remote job, and she's got to have high-speed internet. It's got to be reliable. And she loves this. The guest room is her little room. I'll have a choice for her. I'll